Hi, I'm Susan, a 28-year-old graphic designer navigating life with a chronic back condition caused by a car accident 3 years ago. Things were manageable, thanks to my prescribed medication, until my mother-in-law decided to interfere. You're absolutely glowing today, Susan. The new client loved your designs, my best friend Jessica said during lunch. A nurse at the local hospital, Jessica and I have been inseparable since college. Thanks, Jess. I've been feeling great lately. The treatment Dr. Torres prescribed is working wonders. I hesitated, then added, speaking of good news, Thomas and I are expecting. Jessica's eyes widened. Oh my God, that's amazing. Does the dragon lady know yet? Jessica, I scolded, laughing. Jennifer isn't that bad. Well, most of the time. Deep down, I knew Jessica wasn't entirely wrong. Jennifer, my mother-in-law, was a wealthy widow who thrived on control. At Sunday dinner, her reaction was precisely what I feared. Darling, this is wonderful news. Jennifer clasped my hands in hers, her perfectly manicured nails digging in just slightly. You'll need to move in with me during the difficult months. Thomas, sweetheart, you're always so busy with work. I can take care of her properly. I noticed Diana, my sister-in-law, flinch at Jennifer's words. She and her husband Charles rarely spoke up. Diana caught my eye and quickly looked away. Actually, Mom, we're planning to handle things ourselves, I said, trying to sound firm. Nonsense. With your condition, you'll need experienced guidance. The way she emphasized condition made my skin crawl. At my next checkup, Dr. Torres emphasized the importance of my medication. Susan, your health comes first. We'll adjust the dosage for the baby, but stopping it completely isn't safe. Can you explain that to my mother-in-law? I asked, half joking. She insists medications are harmful during pregnancy. Let me be clear, Dr. Torres said, his tone serious. Ignoring this could have severe consequences. That evening, Thomas tried to mediate. Mom means well, honey. She just wants to help. Thomas, don't you see? Something feels off. How do you notice how Charles and Diana barely speak when she's around? They're just private people, he said with a shrug. Mom's been amazing since Dad died. Running charities, helping at church. I couldn't shake my unease, especially after Jennifer began setting up a nursery in her house without consulting me. Susan's so blessed to have me, she announced at her social gathering, as if I wasn't standing right there. The suffocation began the moment I moved into her home. Jennifer hovered constantly. No coffee, no stress, no autonomy. She even threw out all my food, replacing it with a better diet. One morning, I reached for my medication, only to find the drawer empty. Looking for something, Jennifer stood in the doorway, her smile tight. My medication. Where is it? I disposed of those harmful pills. Natural remedies are better for my grandchild. They're prescribed. I need them for my back pain. Back pain makes better mothers, she said dismissively, dragging me downstairs despite my protests. The pain was excruciating. At my next checkup, Dr. Torres frowned. Your blood pressure is dangerously high. Where's your medication? I can't find it, I admitted, my voice barely a whisper. Jessica visited after her shift, gasping when she saw me struggle to stand. What's that bruise on your arm? Jennifer helps me up the stairs. She's just very hands-on. This isn't help, Susan. This is abuse, and you should hear what she's been saying at church. My stomach dropped. What do you mean? She's telling everyone you're mentally unstable, that you're unfit to be a mother. Susan, Mrs. Henderson from the hospital board said Jennifer's been asking about postpartum depression facilities. The room spun. She's? What? Diana's voice interrupted from the doorway. I should have told you sooner. She hesitated, tears brimming. When I was pregnant, I lost the baby because of her. That night, I overheard Jennifer on the phone. I'm very worried about Susan's mental state. She refuses to eat properly, acts erratically. Thomas needs to consider alternative care arrangements after the baby is born. I tried calling Thomas, but Jennifer had confiscated my phone. Your phone activities agitate you, dear, she'd say, locking it away. The next morning, I could barely walk. Jennifer's eyes sparkled with satisfaction, feeling under the weather. Perhaps if you followed my guidance better. Staring at my reflection, bruised, pale, and shaking, I realized this wasn't just about control. Jennifer was dangerous, and I was trapped with no medication, no contact with the outside world, and growing fear for my baby's safety. That's when I noticed the empty prescription bottles in her bathroom trash. My hands trembled as I carefully picked up the destroyed pill bottles. They were mine. Looking for something, Charles's voice startled me. He stood in the doorway, his face grim. "I should have warned you sooner," he said. "She did the same thing to Diana." "What happened to Diana?" I whispered, dreading his answer. "She was high risk, needed medication to manage her pregnancy. Mom insisted on natural motherhood, building strength through pain. Diana lost the baby at 6 months. The doctor said it was from untreated complications." My stomach churned. "Why didn't you stop her? She controls everything, our inheritances, the family business. But I can't stand by and watch this happen again." Charles hesitated before leaning closer. "Check behind the loose panel in her medicine cabinet." Following his lead, I pried open the hidden compartment and found dozens of prescription bottles. Some were mine. Others had different names. "She takes them herself," Charles whispered. "Has for years. It started after she put Grandma in that awful nursing home. There was an investigation back then, but she buried it. From that moment, Jessica and I documented everything. We photographed the bruises, recorded conversations, and saved texts where Jennifer told Thomas I was too unstable to talk. Jessica uncovered even more. "Remember Mrs. Peterson?" she asked one day. "Her daughter works at the bank. Jennifer's been forging Thomas's signatures and transferring company funds into her accounts." When Thomas finally came home for a weekend, I confronted him. I was exhausted, barely able to stand, but I laid out everything: the empty bottles, the bruises, the financial records. "She stole my medication, Thomas. She's been taking it herself." "That's ridiculous," Jennifer snapped, appearing in the doorway. "She's having mental episodes. Ask anyone at church." "Like how you asked about postpartum facilities?" I shot back. "Like how you spread rumors about me being unfit to be a mother." "I was protecting my grandchild," she hissed. "Like you protected Diana's baby?" The color drained from Jennifer's face. "What is she talking about, Ma?" Thomas demanded. Before Jennifer could respond, a wave of pain hit me. It was so intense I collapsed, the last thing I heard being Jessica shouting for someone to call 911. When I woke up in the hospital, Dr. Torres was livid. "Severe medical neglect, malnutrition, untreated chronic pain," he said. "Susan, I've had to report this." "She's been stealing my medication," I whispered, barely able to speak. "I know. Blood tests confirmed it. Social services is involved now." Thomas sat by my bedside, his face pale. "The investigators found records," he said quietly. "Complaints about Mom, Grandma's caregivers, the nursing home, even her old housekeeper. All buried with money and threats. There are even suspicious withdrawals after Dad's accident." Diana came in later, holding a thick folder. "The police found these in her house. Records of forged prescriptions, financial fraud, even a diary outlining how she planned to get custody of your baby." Dr. Torres returned with another update. "Jennifer is being questioned by police. They found prescriptions from 12 different doctors in her home. But right now, our focus is getting you and the baby healthy." Leaving Jennifer's house felt like stepping into a new world. Thomas made sure we moved far away, installing security cameras and changing all the locks. One morning, Jessica showed me her phone over coffee in our new kitchen. "Did you see the church newsletter?" Jennifer's been removed from all committees after Charles and Diana testified. The congregation is in shock. The dominoes were falling fast. Jennifer's perfect facade shattered completely when Mrs. Henderson caught her stealing prescriptions from the senior center's medicine cabinet. The security footage was damning. Jennifer was caught on camera methodically rifling through the senior center's medical storage room during what was supposed to be a charity visit. "The nerve of that woman," Mrs. Henderson spat during the emergency board meeting. Her voice shook with rage. "All these years preaching about charity while stealing from elderly residents. She even took Mrs. Johnson's heart medication last month." Jennifer's downfall didn't stop there. Former housekeepers began coming forward, their voices no longer silenced by her threats. Maria, who worked for Jennifer for over a decade, filed the first lawsuit, inspiring others to share their horror stories. "She locked me in the basement when I threatened to report her for stealing Mr. Mitchell's pain medication before he died," Maria testified, her hands trembling as she described the 12-hour ordeal. She said no one would believe a housekeeper over her. Jennifer's empire of lies and manipulation crumbled under the weight of her victims' voices. The birth of my daughter, Olivia Rose Mitchell, was a moment of pure joy, untainted by Jennifer's presence. She was healthy, perfect, and most importantly, free from her grandmother's control. The delivery room was filled with love and support, everything my pregnancy should have been from the start. Thomas held Olivia one evening as we sat in our new peaceful home. "Mrs. Wallace from the country club called," he said. "The IRS is investigating Mom's charity foundation. She's been writing off personal expenses as donations. They've uncovered millions in tax fraud." Not long after, our home security system pinged during Olivia's nap. Checking the camera, I saw Jennifer sobbing at our door. Her designer makeup ran down her face and her once perfect appearance was disheveled. "Please, I'm sorry," she begged, her voice cracking. "I need help. Everyone's abandoned me, the club, the church. I'm facing jail time. I'm your mother, Thomas. You can't let them do this to me." Thomas's voice was steady as he answered through the intercom. "No, you're not. Mothers don't torture their children or try to kill their grandchildren. Goodbye, Jennifer." A week later, we watched her luxury car get repossessed. Her once loyal social circle vanished. The woman who had commanded attention at every social gathering now couldn't even get a table at the local diner. 10 years. Jessica read from the news article one morning. She got 10 years for prescription fraud, elder abuse, and tax evasion. Most of her assets are going to victim compensation. The judge's harsh sentence reflected the severity of her crimes, especially after hearing of the senior center thefts. Diana and Charles used their share of the compensation to open a support center for survivors of family abuse, turning their pain into purpose. Thomas rebuilt the family business with integrity, implementing strict financial controls and transparent practices. Every so often, Jennifer sent us letters from prison. They were filled with tear-stained promises of change and requests to meet Olivia. I never opened them. "Some toxins don't deserve a second chance to poison you," I said as I tore up the latest letter. "Olivia deserves better than her manipulation." Olivia is in kindergarten now, bright, happy, and surrounded by real love. My back still aches occasionally, a painful reminder of those dark months, but I have proper medication, a supportive family, and peace. Sometimes people ask if I feel guilty about Jennifer dying alone in prison after her stroke last month. I don't. "Mommy, tell me a story." Olivia calls from her bedroom, her voice full of joy. I smile as I head upstairs. My story isn't about forgiveness or reconciliation. It's about survival, justice, and protecting your children from toxic people, even when they share your blood.